BART punishments? What? More like fart punishments. I am not talking about Bart from The Simpsons, but as you can tell, his head is on the top of the logo. But this is a detention center at St. Wilfrid's, which is the high school that I go to. Now, let's get into what it is about. BART is an acronym. It stands for Behavior and Rewards Team. While BART in The Simpsons is short for Bartholomew Jojo Simpson. Now we've got to know what BART means. BART is a detention center. It provides 2 rooms. The normal BART room and the BART Isolation room. Now that we got to know the 2 rooms of BART, let's find out about what the behavior team does. It's a team that helps with behavior and creates sanctions. The normal BART team does detentions and gives students report cards. BART Isolation gives bad students isolation detentions, where they have to be silent all through the detention. But the team can be a lot worse. It can give them exclusions. More serious breaches of the school's expectations of behavior could lead to these, and I've never been excluded and I never want to be excluded. Ever. Isolation detentions were part of the exclusions, and I once got sent to BART to have one of those, and it was horrible. But expulsions are the worst exclusions, and I definitely do not want to get one of those. Let's talk about why I got an isolation detention. First of all, I was sent there for having an autistic meltdown. Some of them may have seen me having a temper tantrum, but I was actually out of control at that time, so it's an autistic meltdown. You can never ridicule an autistic who is having a meltdown. This particular meltdown was out of frustration. This meltdown happened on May 5th and it was period 5. I had this particular frustration-caused meltdown. It could have been a whole lot worse. It's bad enough getting sent to BART Isolation, but if I went straight to expulsion, I would really have depression, because I would be grounded for life if I got expelled. Anyway, when the BART team leader went to the resource, she said that the next day, which was May 6th, I would have a full day in BART Isolation as a punishment. In BART Isolation, it was bullcrap. There were no Butterfingers. As Bart from The Simpsons was in some commercials for Butterfinger, it would be funny. You are also not allowed to have 11s in there. You have to wait until lunch. You also have to do the work that you are missing out on, and you can't escape from the room until your punishment is done, but it could be a whole lot worse. BART could provide grueler punishments. I will use the room in a future punishment video. Also, BART Isolation makes social impairment even worse. This room looks just like an intervention room, just you can't talk to others. And how long does a school day last? Well, I got sent to BART at 9 o'clock, and I went home at 3 p.m. I was in there for 6 hours. 6 hours without good stuff is terrible. I feel pretty much that's it I need to talk about BART punishments.